Start on this side. And we've grouped them into 4 tables or 4 groups. This one is called fine motor. And this works on skills that we need to be able to do to open bottles, to hold a pen, or even hold a toothbrush. These are the fine motor skills. That's what we're going to be doing at this table. The second table is going to be doing gross motor skills. And this has to do with our movement and our coordination, bigger movements of our bodies. Then there we've got the sensory station. We've heard a lot about sensory this morning. And some of these tools hopefully will help a child to integrate. Just as we were talking about fidget tools, we get so many fidget tools. Some of them are expensive. You can make your own sensory calming tools. And that's what we hope to do there.
Can you just explain clearly what they mean?
Yes, we're going to. I'm just telling everyone in a sec. And then at the end, at the last table, we're going to be doing some academic work or pre-academic work. So here, at the fine motor table, we've got 3 activities. The first one is taking your kitchen whisk and filling it with pom-poms. Now, if you don't have pom-poms, you can use these cotton balls. Now, to some of, you know these little cotton balls that you buy?
Yes.
The cotton balls aren't expensive, they're from Crazy Store, but sometimes you haven't prepared and you're looking for something to do now. So you can just pop them in there. The pom-poms are, of course, much more beautiful. And then, to us, it might not be difficult. But to be able to pinch them out of there one by one without stretching the different parts is what we are aiming for. We want them to be able to take them out. You may have a big one, you have a small one, but this is good for fine motor. You can differ the sizes. We've got 3 different sizes balls here too. We try to get activities that you can do with things that you have in your home. There are websites full of toys that I will spend all my money on. But why not use things that you have in your home? Elastics for fine motor skills. The options are endless. You can put them around anything. A toy, this is an ugly bear, but you can put it around the bear twice or once. You can put it around his feet, you can put it around his face, in his mouth, wherever you want to put it. And then they have to take it off without hurting themselves, of course. They're going to maybe sting themselves once or twice. Take it off. Put many around a toilet roll. Putting them around twice could also work. You get those little elastics that you put in the hair, the girl's hair. Those can also work around a tiny thing. Pulling these off, fine motor skills. Pulling them off. And this is very challenging to some of our children. Does this cost a lot of money? No. Most of it we have it in our houses. You can even put it around a soft toy. I saw, you know, a pine cone that grow on the trees and then they fall off. They've got these little spikes coming out. I saw someone put a bunch of elastics around those the other day. Very clever. Around the teddy bear, and they must take it off the teddy bear. This is a very ugly teddy bear. And then the third thing, which I love doing, and it's definitely much more fun in summer, is playing with water. Now, you get so many different things, but a syringe is fascinating to most children. This is a tricky syringe, ladies. It's very tight. This is good exercise for those fine motor skills. Then anything like a spray bottle. Some children have not yet mastered the art of spraying. That's fine motor skills. If we add color to it, so much more fun. If we add two colors that when mixed make a different color, we're teaching two things here. We are doing fine motor skills and we're talking about colors. This is yellow, this is blue, and when we mix it maybe in a different container, then we get green. Yes, so if we take a bit of this one, these medicine droppers that you get with some of the children's medicine. Woo! That is brilliant fine motor skills. Oh, my gross motor skills aren't so good today. But being able to pinch and let go on demand, that is a skill that takes time. So let them play outside, hopefully. Ladies, we're trusting that you won't mess today. Spoons. This little bucky has holes in the top. It's an old toothpick holder. The fact that the water falls out is again a sensory activity, water trickling down. Maybe if you have a, what's the thing that I can't English today? English is not my home language either. That you water the plants with, what's that thing called? We have one, a watering can. That where the water trickles out. That's again a sensory activity. So we're doing fine motor. If we're doing a watering can, it's gross motor. We have to aim in the bowl. And then it's sensory, that's sound, it's calming. Taking a little ice bucket and making them drop the drops of water into each hole. That's fine motor skills, that's hand-eye coordination. We are working on different things at the same time. Okay, so that is our fine motor station. I also have one of these that you pour the water through. Children just love that. Why do children love that? To make a big mess. Taking a scoop and pouring it through there. Ladies, you are all going to come and have loads of fun here in the water. Okay, so those are our fine motor skills, but as you can see, so many of these things incorporate other skills too, so you're never only doing one.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your job today, ladies, at the fine motor table.
So this is what's going to happen. You do all of this stuff, and then you are going to reflect.
Yes.
You think about your own child, who's 2 years old, who's 5 years old, and so forth, in terms of which of these activities do you think you are going to start with? Because when you get home, you must do this with your kid. And you must train other parents to do the same. Okay, so that is the point. Now, can you please just move and check what they are doing?
And the fine motor is because they are born with low muscle.
Yes.
All the gross motor, the fine motor, the everything. Nalento bengakwazi the toilet. Xa usiye toilet une push. So kuba bene low muscle tone, they don't feel that push. That's why it's not easy to teach them toiletry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
We're going to do some core work here too. So these ladies have quite some work to do. They get to play. I'm sorry, ladies, you have some work to do. So the first activity is, you know I want to move. You know hopscotch, ladies?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take, yes, you know hopscotch, that thing? I've got my tackies on just for that. You are going to draw your hands and then draw feet. Now, if your child is a little more advanced and can distinguish right hand, left hand, the game can become more advanced. But for now, you are going to make squares of paper or rectangles of paper and draw hands and feet. Let's make 10 hands, 10 feet. And then you arrange them. You can do 2 hands, 2 feet. You can even do 3. You can do 2 hands and a foot. 1 foot, 1 hand, depending on your child's level, depending on the core strength. I mustn't do 1 hand, 1 foot. But depending on your child's level, even if you just do 2 feet, 2 hands, 2 feet and 2 hands, it's up to you. You'll see there's a picture there. But that's good for the gross motor. And of course, we're thinking academically too, if we do left and right hand, if your child is able to.
I'm going to struggle to do it.
No, chocolate after this. Even they have a chocolate. Your second activity, what was the second activity? Was taking a tea towel and a ball. Now this is something that we can do together.
Yeah.
Will you take that side? We can do together or we can do by ourselves. We put the ball in the middle, look at this potato, and we roll it. It seems easy to us, it's not easy to everyone. Or we can thank you, or we can take it by ourselves and roll it. Also good for the vestibular awareness. The bigger the towel, the better. The bigger the ball, the better. If we can all do it together, that's a nice activity. And everyone has these things in their homes. And then we take tape. If you've got colorful tape, that's nice. But we've just got boring tape. And you draw lines. Now, have you all heard about planking? Do you know what planking is? I'll plank for you. So you stick the lines on the floor.
You will do it here.
Yes, I think you must come and work here. And the child can either jump on the lines, 1 foot, If a child's able to do 2 feet, you can try and do 2 feet too. Or we can plank out like plank. So one line is here, one line is at my feet. And I climb like this. Yo! I'm excited to do this. But you're also going to do it. Okay. Another thing you can do is you can stick the line in a zigzag. You know, pre-writing activities. We always, do you remember when you were at school? We did, in Afrikaans we call it the hasie spring, the rabbit jumps. And we've got the perdjie spring. We had all these names for them. But you draw or you stick the lines like that. Then we walk on them. We walk on them. On the zigzag, we walk. Or you can make loops like that, and we walk on them. You'll see there's a picture there. So this group's going to be fit after
So
today.
decide how you're going to do it. Maybe some can start with this, and others whatever you decide.
And don't stress that tape. Good. And then it will feel like the stress balls that you buy.
The jelly that is set.
Jelly
They can eat it.
Yes, and you don't have to worry. Flour you don't have to worry with. We also have beans, because that's a slightly more, I don't know, the seeking
The
texture.
different textures, they must feel different textures so that different
And
textures.
luckily they don't get dirty while doing it, so it's a good way to explore textures. Now, I have twins, and yesterday when I was making this, the one said, I never liked that stuff. And I said, yes, I remember you never liked that stuff, because I used to get photos from the preschool where the one is covered in green spaghetti. Then I asked the teacher, where's the other one? She sent me a photo under the tree. So this is an acquired taste. Not everyone likes it, but you can pour it in here. What could work is you could hide toys in there. You could combine it with a fine motor skill. This is a
It's
challenging thing.
difficult, huh?
I don't know if you've ever thought about how challenging it is to be able to pick something up like that. It's very challenging. It's got all sorts of coordination going there. So you can even play with a tongue, combine the sensory if they don't want to touch it. Let's start getting used to the sensory idea with a tongue. Okay, but I want you all to stick your fingers in there. There's a lump. There's a lump for in case. Okay, and these ones are also to go in there. Okay, that's that for sensory. Then what did we have in academic? So sensory, you got it covered. You know what to do. You actually have the easiest job today. And then
Maize meal will work with this.
Yeah.
Mini meal.
maize meal will work because it doesn't stick to the sides.
Yeah.
Maize meal is an incredible thing. Okay. I don't know if you've ever tried to mix a little bit of maizena with water. Have you seen what that does?
Yeah.
Children
Yeah.
love that too for a sensory activity. If you color it especially. And then here, you've also got some work to do. We've got some of these, but you don't have to use them if they don't want to. But again, just like last time, we're encouraging you to, for academics, have a set of the alphabet letters and have a set of numbers, depending on your child's ability. Have a set of numbers 1 to 10, 1 to 20, 1 to 50, however many your child's able to do. But have them, because if you have these sets, you can do so many things with them. Something I did the other day was I have a set of alphabets and I stuck them all against the wall and I said to the child, but the child was able to do this to learn beginning sounds. I said, all right, find me everything that starts with an A in the house, go. That's an activity. If you have these things, you can do so much with it. Just have your set of A to Z, preferably lowercase if we're starting to read. If we're starting to read lowercase, later on we can work with uppercase, or if you want you can fit an uppercase and a lowercase on one. So we do the big A and we do the small A and we make sure to form it correctly. Not everyone is a teacher, but a T is not just like that. A T has to have the round. That round is very confusing. They need to see it as much as they can. So setting up a set of letters and numbers is important. There's more paper there if there's not enough. But then, when going on with the letters, now we've got the whole set, what do we do with it now? Sorry, can I push past you? I brought some flour here too, but you can use salt, you can use sand, you can use glitter if you're a very brave mother. I've seen people use glitter, I've seen people use shaving cream in a tray with a bit of a side. Shaving cream with a bit of a side. Shaving cream is awesome and you can throw some food coloring in it and make beautiful patterns. Sensory combined with academics again. But taking the letter, mommy puts up A for apple, there, close, so that I can watch it all the time. And now I take my finger and I make A for apple in the whatever mom put in here. The salt, the flour, this is just plain flour. The sand, sea sand works wonderfully. Depending on whether your child is oral seeking, if your child puts thing in his mouth, you need to be wary of maybe they're not I don't think shaving cream is edible. So maybe not shaving cream then. Oh, although some children survive on things like that. So whatever you think, but I think flour is safe. Flour is safe. And then that's what I'd like this table to try. And then for the numbers, we're also going to need to steal one of these for that. We create a car park. And this is for boys. I only have sons, so I'm sorry, moms of girls. I'm very uncreative when it comes. Who has girls? How many girl mummies are there? 1, 2. There's more this time, hey? More girl mummies this time. Last time it was paper and write 1 to 10, or whichever numbers we're working on the little piece of paper, and stick it with sticky tape or with press stick. But these are stickers. It's going to be easier. Write the number on with a Cokie or a pen, and stick it on your car. The child might be upset that his car's not got a sticker on. And then you create a parking garage. And this can be now matching. I need to know this is a number 1, it has to go into number 1. But when your child becomes more advanced at sums, that can be a fun thing too. So 2 plus 3 is? Oh, 5, mommy. Take your number 5 car. You're allowed to park it as a reward. So a little car park is what you ladies are going to make for us today. Okay, so for the academics, you might need more paper than what we have here. And then I'm going to steal for you on that side. But yes, I think with academics, it all depends on the level of your child. But having A to Z and having 1 to 20 is something that you need to have in your house. Sometimes, something just presents itself and you think, hey, this is a nice idea. We can do this. Let's see, what's the letter of the alphabet that this thing starts with? Their favorite toy. Then you have a card to show. This is what it looks like. What I like about having a set of cards is it's constant. If I were to write, okay, my child likes this, let me show him what an A looks like. Now, it looks different every time. On my card, he can remember, this is the card for apple. You can even draw an apple if you're very creative. You get these things. You can buy wonderful tools and sets of these things in the shops, but they're expensive. You can make your own. Okay, so academics, you understand what to do. Okay, then I think...
Autism.